Hey there, everybody. It is Melanie Mitro, and I am back for another episode of the Women Inspiring Women podcast. And I also am streaming this live on YouTube as well. So if you are listening to this podcast or you are watching it on YouTube, I'm so excited to have you guys here for another episode. And today is actually, I just went live in my personally sponsored coach page, in my team page, my Team Beachbody Coach community, and talked to them about the same topic yesterday. And I thought, you know what, this is such a good message for every single entrepreneur, every single business owner out there that follows me to hear, because we're at kind of a point in the year where we're kind of taking a step back and we're saying, okay, I'm getting ready to kind of set some goals for 2021. I'm really kind of reflecting on the year that I've had and, the goals I accomplished and the goals I didn't accomplish. And I want to take this time right now to really talk about this concept. And it's like, if you listen to my other podcast, the Make Chic Happen podcast, we did this last week where we really talked about the reasons why people fail at their goals. And it was so good. You have to go listen to it. But I want to dive into one of the specific points just a little bit more. And actually, as I was reading, and I've said this a couple of times on my social now, and I'll show you the book, right? The 12-week year. I read it every year at this point in the year. And I do it for various reasons. Number one, I like get something different every time I read it because I'm kind of at a different point in my business and I need something different to fill my cup. And because it helps me prepare for the stuff that I do for my team. And so I'm reading the chapter on interest versus commitment. And it really resonates because I hear so many people, both in my Beachbody business, in my accountability groups, my weight loss challenge groups, and in Chic Influencer, so many people that make these goals and they set out and they make these commitments. This is the year. This is the year I'm going to walk across stage. I'm going to be recognized as an elite coach. This is the year I'm going to make six figures. This is the year I'm going to leave my full-time job. This is the year I'm going to lose the 50 pounds, right? And so I hear it. And I, have learned that, what, most people speak the words, but they're not really committed to the outcome. It just sounds good. It actually sounds good to say the words, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, or I'm going to be a six-figure earner, or I'm going to be an elite coach. And I'm like, but are you really committed to that? Or are you just saying it because it sounds good? It feels good. It's a new year. It's a time to set new goals. Well, if you're really committed to it, if you're really committed to the transformation, if you're really committed to the business results, then what happens is that you're not just committed to the end goal, but you're also committed to the steps along the way. And I believe that change, and my therapist actually taught me this, right? Change begins with awareness. You can't change a behavior. You can't get to an outcome unless you recognize what you are and what you are not doing that is either helping you to get to the goal or preventing you from getting there. And a lot of times it's really, we're just not aware. And so we've got to be aware of what excuses we're making. We have to be aware of our internal dialogue and the narrative that we're actually telling ourselves. We have to raise our level of awareness first. So the first thing that I want you to do is say to yourself, have I just been that girl that has been interested in earning six figures, but I really haven't been committed? Have you been interested in losing the weight, but you're not really committed? And let me tell you, here's the difference between interest and commitment. Number one, people that are committed to achieving their goals, whatever they may be, they have a really strong, compelling reason. So do you have a strong, compelling reason why you are committed to the change? I'm going to give you an example for me, right? When I was starting my health and fitness journey, when I took those before photos and I looked at the photos, I had this like moment and my stomach dropped and I went, oh my gosh, how did I let myself go? How did you become that before photo, and shame and this awful feeling sort of filled my body. This like, oh my gosh, just like I melted. And so it was that point forward that I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do whatever it takes to change my body. And so that commitment, that sort of draw a line in the sand moment, that was step one. Then step number two was I really began to say, like, my reason for achieving this goal. What is the deep, like, underlying reason why? Shame. I don't want to feel shameful in my body. Number two, I want to put on my clothes and I want to feel good. And that's not just something I say because I'm interested in it. No, that's me today. That has always been my personality. It is when I get dressed in the morning and I put on my clothes, I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like I have to stretch it out, or I don't want to have to change my shirt 20 times because it's grabbing my love handles in a way that I don't like. Like I want to put on my clothes and go, I feel good. I feel confident. I feel strong. I feel good and pretty, right? Like that's important to me. For you, it may be different, but what is the underlying factor? So when that alarm went off, it was like, I want to change more than I want to stay the same, right? Like I am willing to get up because I am so committed to losing the weight that I just can't think about anything else. I visualized what losing the weight was going to feel like. So I would visualize closing my eyes and putting on my bathing suit and looking in the mirror and smiling and loving the person that was staring back at me. I was so committed to the outcome, right? Like I could just visualize it. So ask yourself, like, if it's 5 pounds you have left to lose, what does that 5 pounds mean to you? Why will you stay committed when life gets the best of you? So, first and foremost, it is all about a strong desire. If your like end goal is not worth it, you'll quit on the goal. And I see this a lot of times in business. And I'll give you a business example is I have, business people that I mentor in my coaching community, and they're like, I want to leave my full-time job. Like that's my goal, right? But it's not like they're just kind of saying it, but they're not necessarily committed to it because their job's kind of fine. And sure, it'd be nice to be my own boss and it'd be nice to make my own hours, but I mean, I'm not really when push comes to shove, I don't know that I'd be willing to make the sacrifices. I see that. It has to be like your back is up against the wall and you need to make a change more than you want to stay the same, because in 10 years from now you want to travel the world. You don't want to be starting a business 20 years from now, but today you're willing to make that commitment, that sacrifice for the future self that you're working to build. All right, number 2, Keystone Actions. The difference between people that are interested and committed, and I love this one, right? Once you have that intense desire to make a change, once you're committed to the outcome, you have a why. Well, you do realize that you're going to have to take action. So most people say things like, I'm going to make 6 figures this year. And then they don't take the time to think about, well, what are the activities that I need to do to get there? What does that look like? Right. And so now I want you to write down the goal that you are working towards. If it's, I'm going to create 6 figures, I'm going to lose the 50 pounds. And I want you to begin to say, what are the action steps? Okay, I've got to throw away the soda. I've got to drink more water. And how much more water, right? Half my body weight a day. I've got to start moving my body. I've got to stop buying the cookies. And so now it becomes this list of things that they're tasks that sort of add up and get you closer to that goal. And so, but we don't want to get overwhelmed at the big list. We want to simply say, okay, what are the things I can do today? I can drink the water. I can go for a walk. And so we begin to start saying, okay, how do I live like I'm accomplishing this goal? What are my daily steps going to be? And so for each and every one of you listening right now, if you want to grow your email list, if you want to get better at social media, what are the tasks, the daily tasks, or just tasks in general that need to become part of your practice? Take it one step further, like write it in your calendar, right? I write my activities that are getting me closer to the goal in my tracker, in my calendar, so that they become my to-do list, so that I'm not just setting a goal and saying it, but I'm also taking action. The third thing between people that are interested versus those that are really committed is those that are committed recognize that in order for me to take this side hustle that I have right now called Beachbody that's earning me, no money because I'm brand new, and to make it a six-figure income. I know that I can't just wake up and do what I've been doing before, which was going through my day. And, for me, it was like whatever the wind blows us. We have no schedule. We're not tied down. It's nap time whenever, meal times whenever, laundry whenever. My time is my time. When the boys take a nap, I would watch TV or I would take a nap or I'd do laundry. Well, okay, so I signed up to be a Beachbody coach and now I want to make this a business and I want to start earning some income. It's not just going to happen because I signed up. It's only going to happen because now when I put the boys down for a nap, I sit down at my table and I send invites and I do the follow-ups and I am, posting on social media and I'm advertising for groups, right? And I'm reaching out, at night when the boys go to bed, instead of collapsing onto the couch with a glass of wine and mindless television, I'm doing a little bit of work. I'm getting up in the morning, and doing my workout first thing and investing in personal growth. Like I understand that that's a change. That's a sacrifice. That's a cost, right? The price I pay for the income I want to earn. It means that I have the choice. I can still drink wine and watch mindless TV at night, but what's the outcome, right? What's the choice? The choice, if I choose that, I'm not choosing to make money with my business. If I don't get up and work out, that's fine. That's my choice. And I'm allowed to choose to sleep in, but I have to understand that means that I have to find time to do my workout later, or I'm going to, make excuses and not do it. So everything has a cost. And we also have to be really crystal clear that if I want to earn six figures, that I'm going to have to do something different in my daily activities. I'm gonna have to invest more time in the business, which means it's gonna take more time away from my downtime of watching TV or free time or, time to work on my hobby, right? But that's okay. Is it like short-term investment in the business for long-term gains somewhere else on down the road? So understanding that there's a cost. If you're just kind of interested in your business when it's time for you to watch mindless TV and drink wine, you're gonna choose that because you're just not really committed to the outcome. And the fourth thing is acting on your commitments, not on your feelings, because gosh, there are times in my day that I can remember over the past 9 years and even right now today where that alarm goes off and I go, I do not want to get out of bed. I do not want to get out of bed. I do not want to press play. I do not want to go to work at 5 a.m. But I know that if I wanted a different life, I was going to have to work in the pockets that were available during that season. And in that season, it was early mornings, nap times, and late nights and weekends. And today in 2020, it's not, because our situation has changed. Because of my sacrifice early on, it set us up so that we had other opportunities. So because I hustled in the morning and the nap times and at night and the weekends, then we made enough money so that Matt could choose to leave his job, right? Which meant that now he was watching the kids and doing the daytime routine while I was going to work, right? Again, it's a choice. I chose to make that sacrifice early on for today. I chose discomfort over comfort in the moment, right? Also, now here we are in 2020 where my kids are school age and they go to school and they're a little more self-sufficient. And so now the commitment level is during the day where it's like I have to be committed to the activities during my business hours. I don't necessarily have to work nights and weekends and early mornings anymore. But I sometimes do because I like getting things done. But see, times have changed and times will change for you too. The current sacrifices that you have to make will actually create opportunities for other opportunities or other comforts in your life. But if you are always just going based on your feelings, like today, I just don't feel like working. So you're just kind of interested in the goal. But the difference is when the alarm goes off and you go, I don't feel like working today, but I am committed to the goal. So I'm going to show up even though I don't want to. That's the difference. That's what we're looking for. That's what I want to see in all of you that are like, I am going to walk across stage as a six-figure earner. I am going to lose the weight. I need to see that you're going to act on those commitments, not on where the wind blows you today. All right. Very important. Okay. So, you guys, as you're listening to this, what can you do? What can you do? Because I really feel like it is important that we are practical in our time here together. So, what you can do from today is say, what are my goals? What are like the top 2 things in your personal life that you're working on and in your business or professional life? I want you just to pick one goal in each area. Then I want you to say, what is the why and that I'm committed to? What are the sacrifices I'm going to make? Am I willing to make the commitments? And in the moments, let's actually anticipate what are the moments that you know that you're not going to feel like doing something. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. Tomorrow, it is going to snow here in Pennsylvania. They are calling for 3 to 5 inches of snow. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that we just got a new puppy and her name is Millie and she is a mini Labradoodle and she is just a cute little ball of fur and adorableness. And so when it snows tomorrow, you better believe it that we are going to want to go out there and play with her. But I also have some commitments that I am committed to and some business activities that I am going to need to fulfill. That means that if I want to leave space in my day to go outside and play, because I sure as heck am, you're going to see me getting up early. You're going to see me getting all of the business activities done that need to happen so that we can go and play. That is the way somebody that is smart, successful, and really looks at what I must do and still leaves time for play within their day is thriving. It's not about, well, I'm just not going to do the work. It is about saying, can I find other pockets of time to get the work done? All right, you guys, I hope this was helpful. And if you are listening to this right now, please head on over to iTunes, to the Women Inspiring Women podcast. Leave me a rating and review. Take a screenshot of this, tag me on Instagram. Tell me what your top takeaway is. Share this with your friends. Get the word out about the podcast and these teachings. And please know that if you want to connect with me more, if you want to connect with me on a business level, head on over to my other company that I run with my business partner, Chic Influencer. If you are somebody that's looking to start a Beachbody business, you can hit me up here and I will be more than happy to mentor you and guide you along the way. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I hope these tips help you just really begin to catch yourselves in the moments where you're sort of swaying towards interest. Remember, commitment is what creates the change. Have a good day. Bye, everybody.